Many people are wondering what is the real way to get into ketosis fast so that I don't waste time doing too much exercise and keep my results coming so I stay motivated. If you like motivational videos, meal plan videos, and concise but detailed information about ketogenic dieting from a 40-year-old and 22-year veteran of the diet, from a former fitness model, please subscribe. Make sure to watch to the end of the video where I reveal the most critical, make you or break you secret of keto secrets revealed. Secret number 1, avoid artificial sweeteners. Don't use any sugar or sweeteners during the first 2 weeks of the diet. To get into ketosis, especially for a first-timer, more things need to absolutely be perfect. One thing is those with a sweet tooth may think that stevia or even aspartame is okay since it's not real sugar. The body has shockingly precise psychosomatic responses to stimuli. Actually sensing the sweetness on your tongue can cause the secretion of insulin, in some. So that's really the only case with stevia. However, aspartame comes with that effect, but also directly interferes with fat burning because the body has no way to store it, so it stores it in fat cells. This causes a buildup after years, which may cause fat cells not to function properly, thus slowing down its processes. This is obviously not good. Not to mention it converts to formaldehyde in the body, which is used on cadavers. That's some crazy shit right there. Nuff said. If you have a sweet tooth, try to steer it into turning into a fat tooth. When I get a sweet craving that won't go away, here is what I do. Take a few small blocks of cheese, like 4 or 5 or a small handful of shredded cheese, and put it in a paper plate, paper bowls. I get the small ones. Heat up for 45 seconds and put some butter on it. Seriously, I just did this right now as I made this video. It was fucking great. Number 2, prolong your first meal, progressively as you can. As in skipping breakfast and either adding in the nutritional count to your lunch or dinner. See if you can prolong it to a 12 noon or 13 to 14 hours after your last meal of the previous day. The reason for this is that after 12 hours even sitting on your ass without food, your body starts to burn fat on its own. So if you extend the last meal from the first an hour or two past that, as in 13 or 14 hours after your last meal, you then get 1 to 2 hours of consistent, though small amounts of fat burning going without doing any exercise. This brings us to our next point, number 3, exercise in the morning. Obviously, the further you are into your extended period of not eating after your last meal, the more fat you'll be burning when you exert yourself through exercise. So in the morning, after drinking at least 12 ounces of water, you'll be 8 hours without a meal, and every stride you take on that treadmill or bike will cause your body to look for energy in all ways it can, so it eventually starts liberating fat stores. This can really speed up fat loss and entry into ketosis. Not to mention, in the morning is when your cortisol or stress hormones should be high. They should be high because that's what causes your brain to turn on, and we want to encourage more of it in the morning to be secreted. The adrenal glands don't have an abundance of the stuff, so it somewhat keeps it in reserve and uses it when it needs to. If the body sees that most of your physical work is morning, the easier it will be to go to sleep, because the adrenal glands will be trained to reserve its release for the morning, when it's needed. You might say, but I thought cortisol was bad? Cortisol is naturally produced by your body, therefore is neither good or bad. Many people say stupid things like, well, you'll lose too much muscle if you do this. Honestly, I have not seen this to be true. I've even done quite crazy things as far as the rules of losing muscle go, and I'm not a genetic freak, and have even regained muscle, while doing 3 workouts in the morning. So, don't listen to these people. Try it for yourself and see. Cortisol is bad if it's up all the time. If it was obliterated, your joints would hurt, and might cause some mental lethargy. It is simply the time and ratio that it appears in that make it good or bad. Everybody, both male and female for instance, have all the same hormones, like testosterone and estrogen, it's just the ratio that's different. So do your workouts in the morning. You'll lose fat faster, you'll feel better, and you'll sleep better. Which brings us to point number 4, a strict sleeping schedule. Sleep is when you produce a ton of immune cells that destroy things like COVID, the flu, Omicron, and obviously if you're sick you won't be working out. But a strict sleep schedule will keep things like cortisol in proper ratio, as well as getting enough secretion of the good kind of hormones like growth hormone and IGF-1. These are 2 super important fat-burning agents. They are so important they are injected by professional athletes. They are also terribly expensive, which is why the average person would be smart to optimize the body's own internal mechanisms of generating them. So stay on a good sleep schedule. I use between 5 and 25 milligrams of melatonin at night. Melatonin is the body's natural response to darkness, so in people who are looking at lit screens at night, you're probably deficient. If that is not enough, take 25 to 50 mgs of Benadryl with it. If that is still not enough, I personally have been known to double or triple the Benadryl, but I am not a doctor, so increase at your own discernment or ask your doctor about any over-the-counter medicines. Be careful about being liberal with anything labeled as a sleep medicine, as many of them have a pain drug combined with it. Always check the labels for true ingredient similarity. Many store brands have similar or same color-coded things that usually contain the same medicine and ratio of the similar colored and styled other brands, but this is not always the case. Always check the labels. So keep a strict sleep schedule. Lastly, secret number 5, the most important secret of all. Establish a relationship with your thyroid. Your thyroid is the grandmaster blaster of fat cells. This is, as we just said in the previous secret, a very important fat-burning hormone maker. The thyroid produces actually a few different thyroid hormones, but the most important is thyroid hormone number 3 or T3. To make a long story short, your thyroid has two main hormones for thyroid production, and T3 is the important one. This hormone is also used by professional athletes, models and bodybuilders, but is much more obtainable by going to a smart hormone replacement therapy clinics. Many endocrinologists prescribe T3 also, but for whatever reason are very conservative about the dose or stubborn about using it at all, insisting that the body will always convert it properly from T4 to T3. This is not true. I take 25 micrograms of T3 daily. I have a good doctor though. You generally pay $200 a visit for a doctor for 2 visits a year and about $800 in labs if you're not insured. The medicine is cheap in and of itself, like $10 a month, or 3 times that if I didn't have insurance. Thyroid hormone is impaired in many people at the production and conversion level. If T3 is low, none of the other hormones we talk about can even do their job at all, not growth hormone, not IGF-1, as far as burning fat. T3 is what actually allows your body to come up in temperature in the winter time so you don't get cold as much. Do you have cold intolerance? You might need T3. Maybe you should establish a relationship with an anti-aging clinic today. If you liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and comment down below. I'd love to hear about what issues you'd like covered here on this channel, or what problem with weight loss you seem to have. Thanks for watching Neotrition. See you next time. Many